Hi there! If you're new to my session, these are the key takeaways you can expect. I'll cover the Wyckoff stages, both current and upcoming for Litecoin, and also I'll cover the key price levels where Litecoin would find support or resistance, plus any breakout timing that the charts are indicating to us. So let's start with the weekly chart of Litecoin. Here, we are seeing a rebound from the white dashed line. And previously we talked about there's a chance that we are within the early stage of an accumulation cycle, the preliminary support period. So if we look to the left, that's where it was around March this year, not very long ago in history, just half a year ago. So there was a similar horizontal trading period for 3 weeks before the price actually declined to the selling climax. Right now we are in the second week. We have a rebound, much like what happened over there. That was a narrower range. But as of this moment, the price is still being suppressed under the yellow key level of $100. That was also a level that the price did not get through during that particular period in March. And if it really continues, that means the selling climax will come next, if that's what we are going through right now. However, there's still a chance for the price to go up to challenge the second test level somewhere around the key green level of $116. So if the price really breaks outside, it may find resistance from the bottom edge of this upward trend that started from April to end of September. But then it can eventually edge towards that green key level. So that's the positive scenario if the price or people does not want the price to get to the accumulation cycle yet. Quickly check the Bollinger Band corner squeeze. Currently, a squeeze is going on, meaning a bigger price swing may happen soon. So this entire period looks to me like the same squeeze period. Basically, it's within a very flat range, even though the indicator is like not really, the purple line is not really within the orange, especially this bottom line. The top line, I would say it's close enough to call it a squeeze. So last example was back in October, November last year. After the squeeze, the price swing and then eventually dies down to where we are. So it went to the upside first and then came back down to the lower side. So that's the indicator how we use it. Sometimes it swings to the downside first before it eventually climbs. So don't use it and simply think it indicates price going up. It doesn't work that way. It can swing either side. Alright. Not sure whether to get LTC or keep Bitcoin Cash. That's a very good question, because I assume when you say you're trying to get, you're trying to buy it, not like short it or put it. This is like a 50-50, not 50-50, I said it's 70-30. But still, like, also depending on the time frame you're trying to trade, right? Sometimes people just do day trade, and you can find opportunities even during this stage of the Wyckoff. So it's too complicated to answer in simple terms. But a lot of times people look at the potential return at a particular point in time, right? Oh, okay, if you're holding it for a year. So just as a caveat, this distribution cycle in 2023 lasted for over a year. It's around a year and a half, almost. For some, it's over a year and a half during that period. So if you get in now, like what happened back over there, it probably will let you wait for a long while if that's really coming down for an accumulation cycle, or if, like I said, there's still 30% chance for it to go up, then would you let go if the time pass and it only takes like 3 months to reach a level where we had the previous buying climaxes, right? So if at that time, are you going to let go of it, or are you just going to hold for another year? So there are many questions when I get questions similar to this, because trading is very personal, because I won't know your risk appetite and like how much is enough of a profit for each individual is different, and how much risk they then take, where do they set their stop loss is also different. So it's there, like, you get in here, if it comes down, are you going to be able to like still hold for a year? That's the thing. Yeah, true. So let's move to the daily chart for now. Here we are seeing this price continues within this downtrend box, the smaller box over here. Currently trading horizontally. The interesting thing is the breakout over here kind of broke this trend for about a week, just to wait for the October 10th event to come back to this trend. So assuming, okay, got you. You're welcome, Byron. So here, that's assuming we reuse whatever that's happened. So if you're new to these kind of like drawings, basically the price will bounce between 3 lines. So either the top edge, I usually call that ceiling of the channel, or the bottom edge of the channel. And also the center line sometimes would be in effect as well. So the price may pause for a bit before it heads to the other side, or it completely bounces from that point. So that's how I use these channel blocks. And as of now, the price came to a level that found support around this white dashed line. That's where the sign of strength was during the June period when we had that short accumulation cycle. Okay, and then currently is reaching a point where it tries to break above the yellow key level. So the breakout opportunity I mentioned in the title is that this $100 key level over here, if the price continues to trade, but be careful, the volume is really low right now. Okay, it has been consistently low for the past 9 days, except the 2 days where the bulls and the bears were fighting not to let the price drop too low or went too high. Here, if it really breaks above the yellow line, it's getting into this small triangle. Alright, so it can trade and bounce off from the ceiling. Remember, I mentioned just now that the price tends to bounce between the bottom and the ceiling, right? If it bounces from there and still finds support within the yellow, this point around November 12th or 3rd, so the breakout doesn't wait till that particular cross to happen. So what happened is, if the price really comes to this point and breaks to this side, that's a bigger event than breaking to here, because I already explained coming back down is expected. We have seen this many times. Okay, if it comes back down, okay, it's basically confirming the downtrend is still continuing, but there's also like a future breakout timing around the end of November. It's too early for now to talk about that, but just to let you know. So if it breaks to the upside, the Y is bigger because this downtrend seems to be finished, if that really happens. So what's going to happen is we've got a bigger jaw. that the price can have more free room to trade until it challenges the 116 key level. Obviously, if there are very good news coming out, it can break back into the uptrend box that got broken by the October 10th event. Not that it's going to happen that easily, so it has to be a kind of news that reverses the effect of what happened on the 10th. So, well, we don't know when that's going to happen, just like we don't know what happened on the 10th until it came out, okay? So these percentages here for Wyckoff coming down to a selling climax, similar to the level of what we had for the entire June all the way till the first week of July. The orange key level, that's around $79, $80. That's where, if this trend continues, there's a higher chance for the price to head towards that particular stage. If it really breaks above, like I said, this breakout timing is key, then at least, well, if not a first of the distribution, at least a second test may be possible. That's where the price was heading to actually before the October 10th announcement of the tariff. So it was heading there until that thing suddenly came out. It actually passes the white line, alright, and then got shot down from that point. So the UTAD, the best chance was over there, but now things changed. So it completely flipped what was supposed to happen. And well, if we look at a bigger trend, it was still within the upward channel. So it's not that we're not expecting that to happen, just that the downside, especially falling through this uptrend that started since March for like over 180 days, that's the interesting part. So that's all for Litecoin. It's somewhere around the start of an accumulation, but it's still pending confirmation. So let's see whether it's going to repeat something that happened like half a year ago. If it does, we may have to wait for a few more months before Litecoin returns to a new uptrend. Thanks for joining me today. See you in future sessions.